Yeah, they didn't know if she was making trips to off-road. And it was the only really relative she had.
As the trio heads through the woods, Sean can't help but notice the passenger's strange appearance.
His pants was a little weird. He had on so full pants. Like, real, they didn't really look right.
Sean goes notices what he's plugging hands.
He said,
As the trio heads through the woods, Sean can't help but notice the passenger's strange appearance. His pants was a little weird. He had on so full pants. Like, real, they didn't really look right. Sean goes notices what he's plugging as the trio heads through the woods. Sean can't help but notice the passenger's
Mic check, mic check.
pants was a little weird. He had on so full pants. Like, real, they didn't really look right. Sean goes notices what he's plugging as the trio heads through the woods. Sean can't help but notice the passenger's
Mic
strange
check, mic
appearance.
check.
His pants was a little weird. He had on so full pants. Like, real, they didn't really look right. Sean goes notices what he's plugging
Mic check, mic check. Mic check. Oh man. Yes, indeed. This mic sound like what this mic sound like, man. New Year's, New Year's, New Year's. New Year's, New Year's, New Year's. What's up, Mr. Fuller, man? What's up, Craft Queen? Let me know. Sit down, sit down, sit down. Let me know how I'm sounding right now. Got something new working. Let me know if you hear me. Let me know if you hear me. Get up and sit down. Get up. Get up and sit down. Let me know if you hear me. I got good. What's good, family? What's good? What's good? Welcome, welcome, welcome to the new and improved 2026 season of the P-Ave Perspective with Mr. O'Neill. I'm your host, Mr. O'Neill. And first of all, again, I want to say Happy New Year's to everybody and thank y'all for tuning in tonight. Whether you're watching from Facebook, whether you're watching from YouTube, or whether you'll be watching the replay or the stream later, I appreciate you for taking time out the day to tune in and rock with me. But hey, if this your first time watching, let me let you know a little bit about the space, the show, you know what I'm saying, and what we got going on. The P-Ave Perspective is where we have real conversations about real issues, and more importantly, we talk about real solutions that impact us as individuals in our personal lives, our neighborhoods, and our communities. And that's what we rocking on, man. This show was created for us, by us, and especially those who come from impoverished and often overlooked communities, low income areas, man, and those who are just tired of surviving and ready to start thriving. We ready to build something better, man, and it starts right here on the PI Perspective with Mr. O'Neill. Go sit down. Get up there, sit down. Will Papa put you out? Yeah. Got my grandbaby in the background, but before we go any further, man, do me a favor, man. Like, share, subscribe, all that there, man. All that there because I want y'all to rock with me this year. We going hard this year. We going hard this year. And drop a comment. Where you watching from? You know what I'm saying? Let me know you in the building. I want to hear from you. I want to hear from my people. I want to hear from my people. Talk to me. Let me know something. Like I said, man, we on a whole new platform. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Restream. We trying out this Restream platform because it allows me to reach more people. You know, usually I was, you know what I'm saying? I had to switch it up though, because they won't let me they won't allow me to record from my page. They, let me record from the profile. And that's because I'm on the free account. You know what I'm saying? Like if it work out and it show me something good, I feel like it's a good thing. We'll invest something later. But now, I mean, look, tonight is special, you know what I'm saying, for a few reasons. First off, it's the first episode of 2026. And secondly, if all goes well, it's the first Thursday, which means we launching a brand new segment called First Thursdays, where I'll be bringing in, try to bring in a guest or two, you know what I'm saying, to are doing meaningful work in the community, man. People that's out there making it happen. You know what I'm saying? I want to bless y'all, you know what I'm saying, with some real information, that y'all get to hear from somebody other than me. And just like I said, it's going to be a great year, man. It's going to be a great year. And third, this year is officially moving from survival conversations to thriving conversations, man. It's time to step our game up. It's time to step our game up and do it big. So let's keep it real. A lot of us are still in survival mode. And it's not because we lazy, it's not because we incapable or nothing like that. It's because nobody ever taught us how to plan with purpose. We weren't taught that. We weren't taught a lot of stuff, and we talk about that all the time. But we weren't learning to plan with purpose because, like I said, we were in survival mode. You know what I'm saying? Us hood people, we stayed, and still a lot of us stay in survival mode, meaning we out there trying to get it. We out there trying to make it happen. And it get to the point where it's so day to day that we can't look forward and we can't plan, for next week or next month or next year because let's face it, a lot of us are used to that mentality where we're not guaranteed to see tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? We're not guaranteed to see tomorrow. So it's time to switch up. It's time to switch up. Unless you still in that lifestyle, unless you still living that street life, It's trying to switch up, man, and start thinking ahead. Start thinking ahead a year or two, 5 years, 10 years even. And if not, hey, like I said, like the old saying goes, if you fail to plan, you plan to fail. But if you don't plan your life, life will plan it for you. Like they say, your idle mind is the devil's workshop. But let me see what they said. Okay. But how do we go from surviving to thriving, man? How do we go from surviving to thriving? First of all, what does survival mode look like? You know what I'm saying? Let's be honest. You know what I'm saying? Survival mode is living paycheck to paycheck. You know what I'm saying? Like reacting to life instead of planning your life out and planning what you're gonna do. You just react and you just going with the flow. You just, like they said, going where the wind blow you. But being busy but not being productive. You know what I'm saying? Meaning you doing a whole bunch of moving and shaking. Like they say, you got a whole bunch of motion. You know what I'm saying? And you're not seeing the benefits. But like now, starting this year with hope, but no direction. You know what I'm saying? People make New Year's resolutions every year. They plan a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? They plan what they're going to do, but then they don't really have a plan. They don't really have a plan. So, like I said, we gonna rock. We gonna rock. I started to bring a guest on, but my guest just let me know she won't be able to make it. So we gonna rock out. You know what I'm saying? But she will be on in the future. Believe that, because she got a lot of good information and she doing a lot of great things. You know what I'm saying? And I want y'all to hear from her. But survival mode is exhausting, man. Survival mode is exhausting. And if we don't get it right and get out of survival mode and get into thriving mode, we won't have a chance in hell. We won't have a chance in hell of making it. But not having purpose, not having purpose in your life. Like imagine that, because I can speak from experience. When I didn't have purpose in my life, I just, like I said earlier, I just went with the flow. You know what I'm saying? I did what I could do. I made it happen. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep it real. It cost me so much. It cost me time in prison away from my family, you know, my freedom. It cost me money. It cost me, you know, good friends. It cost me a lot. And it's just not having focus. So that's the part that we don't talk about, saying what happens when you don't have purpose. And when you don't have purpose, you do a lot of drifting. You just go with the flow. You repeat cycles, and you know how we are. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I repeated so many bad cycles from, you know, drug dealing, gang banging, you know what I'm saying, pistol play, all of the negativity. And you settle for less than you deserve. That's one of the most important things. You settle for less than you deserve. And like a lot of us are finding out now as we get older, you eventually burn out. You eventually burn out. And like it, once you burn out, I tell people all the time, you know, these days people go so hard for so long for the wrong people and the wrong things, to the point where later on in life, when you meet the right people or you find purpose, you really don't have the energy, or you really burnt out. You don't have nothing left to give. So that's something we can't do. And purpose is not about motivation, because motivation fades. That's different. Motivation fades. Purpose gives you direction when motivation runs out. And just like I said, I really got into my purpose. And I ain't gonna lie. The one thing I will say, when you find your purpose and you actually start living in your purpose, you're gonna upset a lot of people. You're gonna upset a lot of people, and honestly, you're gonna lose a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't understand. People don't understand. Those same people that's living day to day and focus on survival mode, they don't understand you when you get in that new zone. They will not understand you. You know what I'm saying? And like, if they can't understand you, they not won't be able to roll with you. A lot of people are just not built, and they just not you know what I'm saying, gonna be able to do it. It's just not gonna be able to roll with you. So that's just it, and that's just what it is. So we gotta learn, you know what I'm saying, to find our purpose and really start living in our purpose. We have to do that. But what does thriving actually mean? Thriving doesn't mean you have it all figured out, man. I'm still figuring it out. Yes, I'm rolling. Yes, I'm doing a lot. You know what I'm saying? But I still ain't got it all figured out. So thriving means you have a clear direction. You know where you're going. You know the road that you have to take to get there. You have intentional goals. You know what I'm saying? You're just not going with the flow. You're just not moving and shaking. You have intentional goals. You have plans. You make decisions based on where you're going, not where you been and not where you at. You know what I'm saying? It's a big difference. It's a big difference. And like I said, you know what I'm saying? Like tonight, what I really want to do is give you some practical tips on building a purpose-driven personal plan. A purpose-driven personal plan. So, you know what I'm saying? I think, wait a minute, I think I got my guest in the waiting room. Let me jump into this right quick. I want to give y'all these 3 tips and then I want to bring her on. You know what I'm saying? But tip number 1, practical tip number 1, get honest about where you are, man. Get honest about where you are. We got to stop fronting. We got to stop lying. We got to stop faking it till we make it and all that extra shit. And we got to get real with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And we got to get real, you know what I'm saying, with where we are in life. That's the only way we can truly start to look ahead and see where we're going. But purpose starts with truth. You have to be honest about your finances. You have to be honest about your mindset. You have to be honest about your habits. And most importantly, or one of the most important things, is being honest about your environment. Are you in a good environment? Are you in a good environment? But get honest about who you are. Number 2, decide who you becoming in 2026. Decide who you, because regardless of what, we might not have had no control over who we are. We might not have control over any of that, but we control who we becoming, man. We control who we become. We can become whoever we want to become. And stop asking what do I want and start asking who do I need to become. Your goals should require growth. And number 3, write a simple personal plan. Not a perfect plan, but a simple plan. And I would personally suggest one personal goal. You know what I'm saying? One personal goal in your personal life, one financial goal, and one growth goal. I got it. Papa got it. Okay, Papa got it. And momentum beats perfection every time, man. But check this out. Let's go ahead, you know what I'm saying, and jump, man. I gotta jump into this guest. I gotta jump into this guest. And no introduction I could give her, man, would do her any justice because she the truth. But like I said, man, my special guest tonight is a certified life coach, a public speaker, best-selling author, and just a real woman, just a real woman. But she's dedicated her work to helping others, especially women, discover their purpose, reclaim their power, and walk boldly into the life that they were created for. And that's what makes her the truth. But she brings wisdom, experience, and a no-nonsense approach to personal growth. And I'm honored to have her with us tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Catherine Mitchell. Let me see if I can get her in here. Let me see if I can get her in here. Hey, Miss Lady,
Hey, hey.
what's up? That's what's up. Yo,
I'm
I
doing
got,
good. How are you?
I'm good. I can't complain. I'm doing better now because I figured this out. But
Amen.
welcome to the P-Ave Perspective. And, like, I'm glad you were with us, and I'm glad you was able to join me for this show. And like I was telling people, believe me, I'm going to be hitting you more this year to get you on here because we got a lot to talk about. and we got a lot to share. But
Yeah.
first of all, Miss Catherine Mitchell, can you tell our audience a little bit about who you are and what led you into life coaching and public speaking?
Um, man, about me is man, I can just say so much about me, but
Exactly.
first of all, I'm a child of God. That's number one. That's the head of my
Amen.
life, God, because without God, I wouldn't even be here. I won't be doing the things that I'm
Amen.
doing because I never saw my life being as the way it is right now. So I've came a long way. But of course, I'm an author, I'm a speaker, a transformational coach. Um, and I'm just purpose driven, just wanting to help those that have gone through the same issues that I've gone through, struggles in life, daddy issues, domestic violence. I'm an advocate for women of domestic violence. I'm an advocate for young girls who is who is raised without a father in the home because not having a father in the home that leads you to looking for love in all the wrong places. So I love what I do, and that's what I'm out here doing, just making those things happen so that we can change the next generation life, so that they can be able to see life um different, than what they were raised up to see. They see so much nowadays that they feel like that's how they know, or that's what they have to go with, and you don't.
Amen.
You can change your life without a
Amen.
you can have a father in your life and still turn out worse, and you can grow up without a father and your life can just come out better. It's opposite. It just depends on you, your strength, your courage, what you want out of life. You do, like you said earlier, you have to decide who you are becoming, who you want to become.
Exactly. And like I was saying, like, coming from where we come, you came from the same environment, same hood and everything. So
Yeah,
it's like we were forced into
right,
becoming who we were in order to survive. You know what I'm
right,
saying? So I
right,
understand that and I stress that a lot. But like I had to realize like that doesn't define who you are. You get to define who you really are once you take
right,
control.
right.
And that's what's up. That's what's up. But like for the people who listening, for the women who listening, because like I brought you on here as a referral too. You know what I'm saying?
Amen.
Because I know that a lot of women, you know what I'm saying, will want a female life coach. So
Yeah.
to the people, you know what I'm saying, who would consider you for a life coach, what areas of personal development do you specialize in when working with clients?
So when it comes to domestic violence, I work with the women who is either still battling with that trauma, who is still in that same situation and they want to leave.
Hmm.
I'm there to help guide them through in a safe way. So therefore, because a lot of times men say, like for me, I was in it for 12 years. And when I say he isolated me from my friends, my family, I couldn't work. I ain't have nobody, so I couldn't even talk on the phone. I ain't had no cell phone. We had a house phone, but of course, um, you couldn't use the house phone because he monitored the house phone. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So, um, I've been in their shoes, so I know what it feels like to be afraid to leave, especially when they threaten you, especially when they say, I don't care where you go, I'm gonna find you. And when I find you, I'm gonna kill you. You know what I'm saying? Like
Really?
man, say, when I say I went through with this man, well, my daughter's father, like I went through, like, man, financially, mentally, emotionally, when I say he abused me sexually, like all of that. And so I know for a fact what it feels like. So therefore, I said, God said it wasn't me because I didn't even want to be exposed. I didn't even want to tell nobody what I've been through. I was embarrassed.
Hmm.
So I helped the women to heal first.
Hmm.
Once I helped them heal first, because that's the deepest part. Like the physical wounds, they do go away, but you got to think about mentally what that person said to you, all the lies they done told you, the
Hmm.
things they done said about you, like all of those things, like it stick with you, and it ruins your self-esteem. It ruins your confidence. It ruins how you look at yourself when you look in the mirror. Mentally, it disturbs you. Emotionally, it just mess you up and you just don't know which way to go. That's where I come in at to help guide you back to get to that path to where you were before you got into that abusive relationship. But we gotta heal first. We gotta forgive
Yeah.
too. We gotta learn to let go. And that's a process in my coaching class, is what I help them do. We learn to let go, we learn to forgive, and we learn what the difference between forgiveness and unforgiveness. And then I also help them to learn who they are. At the end of that class, they
Mm,
learn who they are, and then we just go from there. And I'm with
exactly.
them all the way to the end. And then with the young girls, I work with them because they grew up without fathers, just like me. I didn't have a father. And we go and we look for love in all the wrong places because we're trying to fulfill that void of our father, which you'll never be able to fill that void, But when you're young and you're naive and you don't know, man, you just want that love. You just want that male touch.
Mhm.
You want that connection, that bond, because you're missing it. And the young girls, that's where they go. That's why they go in the streets. That's why they
Yeah.
having babies you know, baby after baby, or they just having babies by random dudes that they've slept with because they don't know nothing else and because they don't know what love looks like. They don't know anything. They just want that void to be filled. And so with that, I help the young girls with that too. And I had the youngest crew in my coaching class, which was a 13-year-old, and I had
Mm,
a 16-year-old.
man, and we come from that. We come from that. Let me say this, you know what I'm saying? That like all of that is great, and I hope the women get that, you know what I'm saying, and the ones that can relate, you know what I'm saying. I'm gonna have you give your information a little later so they can reach out. You know what I'm saying? Because like I'm gonna say this. You inspired me. You inspired
Mm,
me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if you remember, but I think when you first got through with your coaching and you reached out to me about a model, and I
mm-hmm,
recommended Jolie. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
you and Jolie led me to Coach AB. You know what I'm saying?
Mm,
Coach Angela Brand is the truth. I saw
yes.
I saw the transformation online that you went through. And then
Mm-hmm,
I saw, you know what I'm saying, Jolie go through it too. And that
mm-hmm.
inspired me to reach out to Coach AB. And for the men, you know what I'm saying? Like, I had no problem being inspired by women and going to get my coaching from a woman. You know what
Man,
I'm
that's what's
saying?
up.
Exactly. Y'all inspired me to do that. You know what I'm saying? Watching your story and watching your growth, that inspired me to go to her for my coaching too. I just wanted to tell you that. But
Amen. Amen. That's what's
yes,
up.
indeed. Yes, indeed. But based on the show topic and you know what I'm saying, going into the new year with purpose, in your professional opinion, what is the biggest mistake that people make when setting goals for the new year?
Procrastination.
That's it. That one
Procrastination.
word.
That's it.
One word. You
Man,
hit it on the head.
that's
You hit
it.
it on the head. You in that same vein. Someone listening tonight who wants to start 2026 off with purpose, but feels stuck or overwhelmed, or they procrastinating. What is the one key piece of advice that you would give them?
Wow. If you're dealing with procrastination and you got ideas, you got goals that you have already planned, but you just steady putting it off, or because you're hanging with the crew and they keep trying to, get you to do this or get you to do that, they taking you off your game. So sometimes you gotta set boundaries between your goals and the people that you hang out with, because they might not have the same goals and drive as you know what I'm saying, which is cool, but then you got that drive, you got an ideal, you got goals that you want to achieve. So you have to set those boundaries first. Once you set those boundaries in line between your business or your goals and your friend your company, then you can move forward with planning out your goal one piece at a time. And it's okay to start
Mm,
small. We're so busy because we're looking at everybody else and how they are flashing and thriving, but you don't really see the work that they put in behind to get to the point to where they are. When you go from point A to point Z, you know what I'm saying? It's a process. They just
yes.
didn't just blow up and just automatically become at Z. No, they went from point A to point Z, just like you have to do it. There's steps and process that you have to go through in order to get to that next level. Each level is going to be greater every time. One level at a time, that's all it takes. But you got to get out of your comfort zone. You got to remove yourself from people that don't see your vision the way that you do. And it's okay. You can still be cool with them people, but man, you got to set those boundaries first. When you set them
Amen.
boundaries, then you can move forward. You can move forward. You'll
Amen.
stop procrastination because they the one that's keeping you stuck. But when you set those boundaries and you realize that, say, man, this is something I really want to do, they ain't gotta support you. Don't wait for them to support you because they're not gonna support you. Your stranger, a stranger will, I've never understood that until I got into this field. A stranger will support you quicker than your friends and your family. That's number one.
Oh,
So
most
don't
definitely.
wait for them to support you. You go ahead and do your own thing. Trust and believe
Exactly.
it's gonna work out. And if you stick to the plan, if you set those boundaries, that's one. Number two, stick to the plan and stay focused. You will get there.
And like people need to get this way overnight. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
We didn't get this way overnight. It took years and
right,
years of conditioning to get us into this survival mindset. So it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to
right,
take time. It's going to take patience, and it's going to take drive. And
right,
like a bike, like learning to ride a bicycle. When you fall, you got to get up and get back on it. You got to
right.
get
You
back up
do.
and get back
You
on
do.
it. Yes, ma'am.
And
I
then you gotta
appreciate it.
have somebody that's gonna support you too. You at least gotta have one or two people that's gonna hold you accountable. That's what you
Exactly.
need too. You gotta have
And
that.
and on that note, I know I gotta let you get out of here, but you know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming, but on that note, accountability, having somebody in your corner, you are that
Hmm.
person as a coach for a lot of people. So
Hmm.
for those who want to connect with Catherine and get that accountability coaching or get that coaching, and learn more about her, you maybe get you to come out and speak. You know what I'm saying? Or get one of your books. Like, how can they reach you? How can people reach you?
They can always reach me on my website. You can book me on my website at www.catherinebmitchell.com. You can also reach out to me on Facebook at catherinebmitchell.com, TikTok, Instagram. You can DM me. That's the best way that they can reach out to me and stay connected to me. My website, definitely. My books, that's where all my books, my coaching classes and stuff is at. It's how you sign up and connect with me. They can book a free session as well, a one-on-one free session, which will probably end at the end of this month. Because a lot of times you get people, who book session with you and then they don't show up. So now
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting ready to charge a fee for those booking sessions, and I've had those booking sessions for free for years. But when
Mm-hmm.
people waste your time, and I'm not mad because they waste their time or because they're scared or maybe they're just not ready to just go through that process
Mm-hmm.
to dig a little bit deeper, to heal those wounds, and that's fine, that's okay. But for me, like that's time away that I'm taking away from something else that I can be doing. So I'm getting ready to start charging a fee at the beginning of next month of February.
Well, let me say
So
this:
right
whatever
now
you
is the best
charge.
time
Mhm.
if they wanna book right now, this is the best time to go ahead and book that session with me for free before I actually start charging a fee for
Hey,
those booking sessions.
y'all heard her. Y'all heard her. You better jump in and get that free session. You know what I'm saying? And if not, even if you have to pay whatever she charging, believe me, is worth it. Believe me, it'll be worth it. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Anybody out there that's listening, if you want a coach, if you would prefer a woman, I highly recommend Miss Catherine B. Mitchell. You know, and sis, I'm glad you took the time out to jump on here tonight. I know you, so I'm gonna let you go, but I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll be in contact again to get
All
you back
right,
on
all
here.
right.
All
I
right,
got
you
you
take
every
care.
time. All right. Bye.
That's it. That's where I love you. You take care, and I'll talk to you later.
Okay. All right, bye.
Thanks. Man, that like, hey, so powerful, so powerful, so powerful. And like I said, it's the first Thursday. You know what I'm saying? I plan to bring a guest on, each first Thursday of the month. You know what I'm saying? To give deeper insight. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, better understanding. But family, tonight's message was simple. You don't have to survive another year. I got it, Papa, got it. Got my grandbaby in the background. But you can choose purpose, you can choose direction, and you can choose growth. This is what the P-Ave Perspective is about, helping us move forward. I want to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank Miss Catherine Mitchell for joining us and giving us some deep insight, you know what I'm saying, into what we got working. And if tonight's episode spoke to you, as usual, share it, follow the show, and tune in every Thursday. But next week, we'll continue building, you know what I'm saying, the foundation, because purpose without action is just a good idea. It's just a good idea. But until next time, stay focused, stay intentional, and remember, you were created for more. You were created for more. Peace. And have a happy new year. And I hope success is yours this year. I truly hope success is yours. Take care, y'all, and have a great night.